are told to stand down. We had this in 9/11, and apparently we have the exact same thing happening here in this shooting. April 20th, Prison Planet, Paul Joseph Watson said, "Police and EMT, which should stand for Emergency Medical and Technical, I understand, workers at Virginia Tech tell us that campus police were given a federal order to stand down and not pursue Cho Seung-hu as Monday's bloodshed unfolded. Though wishing to remain anonymous for obvious reasons, we have received calls from police and EMTs who tell us that a stand-down order was in place. And this is also confirmed by eyewitness Matt Casey, who is a Blacksburg local." Makes you wonder, doesn't it? I hear people all the time speaking about the Iraqis as if they're not human beings. Often the pride and arrogance is quite unbelievable. But that actually fits precisely in to what Timothy, Paul's letter to Timothy, tells us to expect in the last days. In 2 Timothy 1 it says, "This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away." I think when you see all the politicians, the religious leaders, the business leaders, now you just compare them to what we have just said, and I think your evaluation of the news and what is happening would be very, very different. Who is it that fits into a form of having a form of godliness? It's certainly not unbelievers nor atheists, is it? Because they have no form of godliness whatsoever. But there are a set of people who have a form of godliness. Surely this can only apply to those who claim to be Christians. It is very difficult to keep in perspective what is going on with the way the news is presented. It makes us think that we have two opposing sides. That's on every issue. We have to realize that we have a single player who is dealing with everything behind the scenes. And everyone in control belongs to the same club. I'm putting together a list of Freemasons and other leaders, and you will see it there for yourself. You know, the people you see fighting in the public, you see in private, they're all the same side. Saddam Hussein was a Freemason. Yasser Arafat was a Freemason. Mandela is a Freemason. Rick Joyner is a Freemason. Oh my, it just goes on and on. The subtlety of Satan's deception is that we even send our children, husbands and wives, to die for what is touted as a just cause, and of course to ultimately protect us. Billy Graham is a Freemason. So we know some of the other names, but when you put these names into the equation, you know, we are actually just following their lead and sacrificing our children, just as the truth seeker asked, is this a sacrifice to Satan? Well, it is. You know, they try to convince us that these are just rituals where effigies are burnt and all this. That is absolute nonsense. Satan requires real blood sacrifice, and it is innocent, unwitting people who are supplying the bodies. President Roosevelt, who was also a 33rd degree Freemason, he said, if it happened, it was because it was planned that way. It is a very sad fact that as far as Satan and his co-workers is concerned, human life has zero value. You know, you can have a look at our synagogue of Satan, have a look at the prison document, and in the synagogue of Satan you'll be able to download the Talmud, all of it. And you would then understand what all this viciousness and violence is all about. You will see that the goyim, the people, the ordinary people, are regarded as of even less value than animals. But then the Roman Catholic Church thinks the same thing about non-Catholics. Muslims think that people should be eliminated. We have a speech by the Chinese defense minister, and he says that they have to attack the United States. They need the land. They need the wealth. This is a genuine speech. So everybody wants and covets what everyone else has, and they are prepared to kill for it. That's why we're in Iraq. That's why we're down in Somalia. That's why we're in Afghanistan. We want to control people. We want to own what they have. And behind all this, pulling all the strings, are the Jesuits. And they have very long memories. And if you stand against them, you will be eliminated sooner or later. It doesn't matter if it's hundreds of years. They will come back at you. Let us again refer to Madeleine Albright. We are told that she was surprised to learn that she was Jewish. Maybe she's not as Jewish as we might think. You know, in Revelation, we are told about a set of people who said they are Jews but are not. In Revelation 2:9 it says, I know thy works, and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. I only mention her because she was a very powerful lady. But there are other people. All her co-workers are of the same mind. We have Henry Kissinger. He wants to get rid of the useless eaters. He's part of the Committee of 300, P2, Freemasonry, Knight of Malta and Bilderberger.